Trust News Center. This is the News Hour.
On News Hour tonight, APC PDP share spoils of war as INEC announces FCT Area Council's election results. Death toll from Lagos three-story building collapse rises to 4. Farmers in Kebbi want attention given to other varieties of farm produce. And on the foreign scene, French air raids kill 40 fighters in Burkina Faso. Hello and welcome to Trust News Hour. I am Ayuba. Thank you for joining. The details now. Independent National Electoral Commission has declared the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, John Gabaya, as the chairman-elect of Buari Area Council in the Federal Capital Territory. According to INEC returning officer Amochi Madu, who announced the result on Sunday morning, Gabaya is re-elected for a second two-year term after defeating his closest rival, Audi Shekwolo, of the ruling All Progressives Congress. Meanwhile, the candidate of the ruling All Progressives Congress in Gwagwalada Area Council, Abubakar Jibrin Giri, has been declared winner of the Saturday chairmanship election in the area. The INEC returning officer for the election in the area, Ilyasu Umar, announced this at the INEC office on Sunday. Similarly, INEC has declared the incumbent chairman of Kuje Area Council, Abdullahi Sabo, of the People's Democratic Party, winner of the February 12 council chairmanship election in the area, while the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Christopher Zaka, declared winner of the election in the Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC. The Saturday elections were held across the 68 wards and constituencies spread across Buari, Abaji, Gwagwalada, Kuje, Kwali, and Abuja Municipal Area Council, local councils of the FCT, while a total of 473 candidates sponsored by 14 political parties took part in the elections. Now, goods and property worth millions of naira have been destroyed in a midnight fire incident at Atakumosa Central Market, Ilesha, Osun State. Reports say that the fire outbreak started at the post office section of the market on Sunday morning. According to the reports, personnel of the Federal and Osun State Fire Services made efforts to prevent the fire from spreading to other parts of the market, while a combined team of men and officers from Ayeso A and Ijamo B divisions of the Nigerian police were on ground to prevent looting during efforts to salvage goods and prevent the fire from spreading to other shops located in the market. Shop owners and sympathizers who thronged the market also made efforts to salvage some of their goods. Meanwhile, the cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained. However, most affected items were clothes in boutiques, food items, and provision shops located in the market. It will be recalled that the Osun State government had commissioned the new market after similar fire outbreak destroyed the old one some years back. Now, death toll from building collapse in Lagos State has risen to 4. A three-story building under construction on Akambi Crescent in Yaba area of Lagos collapsed on Saturday. Our correspondent reports that the building collapsed into a building beside it. The report.
As at the time of this report, a 16-year-old boy and another adult male have come out alive, while dead bodies of 2 construction workers have been recovered. There are indications that people are still trapped in the collapsed building. The building is near the main gate of University of Lagos. Meanwhile, heavy-duty equipment have been mobilized to the scene. An unconfirmed account has it that part of the building had collapsed last year, but the construction did not stop. For Trust TV.
National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA operatives have taken an Indian man, Vyapak Nuttall, into custody for interrogation over the smuggling of 134,700 bottles of codeine syrup into the country through the land border between Nigeria and the Niger Republic through Sokoto State. The agency spokesman Femi Babafemi, in a statement issued on Sunday, said the suspect had loaded the consignment into trucks in Cotonou, Benin Republic, and drove through the land borders via the Niger Republic before entering Sokoto State at the Ilela border and settled in a hotel in Sokoto State to look for buyers for the controlled drug. In a related development, attempts by drug traffickers to export large quantities of heroin, methamphetamine, cat tramadol and cannabis through the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, as well as 3 courier companies in Lagos, have been frustrated by narcotic officers who intercepted the illicit consignments.
Bring them out first.
No, they just want to open one back to see face like this. Not that they are bringing it out, so they will snap it with the back. When they come out, yeah, you don't worry. Come, okay. Yeah, just that. Okay. Oh yeah, you give thanks. Stand like this. Until they do the proper
Make them bring them out.
Oh, yeah, bring them out.
Yeah.
When they bring out now. Are you counting?
Let us keep bringing them out. Yeah, bring them out. You assistant now, you dey look am.
See, no visitor now.
Meanwhile, security operatives have repelled an attack at Hayingada of Shika Ward in Giwa local government area of Kaduna State when bandits invaded the area on Friday night. Reports said that the attackers, who arrived in small number, were repelled by an already stationed security outfit in the area, killing one of the bandits during a gun battle while others flee. Giwa local government have continuously been terrorized by bandits in recent days, who mostly flee to the area as a result of security bombardment in Zamfara and Katsina State. Shika Ward is also the seat of the ABU Teaching Hospital and National Animal Production Research Institute, housing many staff of both the institute and ABU Zaria. Reports said that the security personnel also succeeded in rescuing a staff of National Animal Production Research Institute, Shika, identified as Katun, and his 2 children. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has slammed the Canadian government and social media giant Twitter over the truckers' protest against COVID-19 restrictions in Canada. In a news briefing on Sunday, the minister said the Canadian protesters who have blockaded roads and resorted to inconveniencing others have been branded as terrorists or insurrectionists and subjected to a number of clampdowns by government and private organizations. He recalled that during the #EndSARS protest against police brutality and bad governance that took place in Nigeria in October 2020, the Canadian government condemned the actions taken to quell it, likening the #EndSARS protest to the truckers' protest in Canada, and accused Twitter and the West of double standards in the way they perceive the violent protesters in their region and those in Nigeria. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike says his administration will not allow any acts of economic sabotage, such as crude oil theft, taking place in the state, even as opposition politician. Wike made the assertion during a security meeting he had with heads of security agencies in the state and 5 local government chairmen at Government House in Port Harcourt. The report.
Governor Wike said the war against illegal refining of crude oil is not about political party, but about Nigeria and its survival. He stated that it is also about ensuring that the health of Rivers people is not endangered.
The mere fact I'm in opposition does not mean that I have to sabotage the economy of a nation, because this country belongs to all of us. And you know that oil is the major revenue for the federal government, or for the federation, that the 3 tiers of government share from. So you cannot, because you're in a position, you close your eyes and allow that to happen. No responsible government does that. This is not about party. It's about Nigeria. It's about making sure that this country survives.
Governor Wike commended the security agencies and some chairmen of councils who have shown seriousness in the fight against operators of illegal crude oil refineries in the state. He, however, urged them not to rest on their oars because the fight is far from over, especially with such commitment to save Rivers people and all residents of the likely element suit courses.
Take this war very seriously, not only because it is against, it is a sabotage to the national economy, but also for the health of our people, which is for me is the key why we must fight against this sabotage. So let's take this war as a war that we must save our people and we must save the nation. So I commend you so far for the efforts, but we must redouble our efforts and not to give any chances to these armed robbers. They call bunkers. As far as I'm concerned, they're even worse than armed robbers.
Governor Wike explained that the list bearing the names of those selected to be part of the task force against illegal refining activities has been sent to the Department of State Services (DSS) for profiling. He urged the DSS to be dutiful and attend to it quickly so that those whose skill can be assigned their responsibilities. Governor Wike said he has approved the money that he pledged to councils that have identified and destroyed sites used for illegal crude oil refining, noting that only 5 local government areas have satisfied the conditions to get the funds.
Now, public post office or private companies no longer enjoy monopoly of business of delivery of parcels. Ibrahim Ismail reports that a mini post operates in Gombe Line Motor Park, sending parcels and delivering messages across Nigeria. The report.
This is how services are rendered at the popular postal stand in Gombe Line Motor Park, Gombe. The job of these people is sending and receiving parcels or correspondence across Nigeria and sometimes to neighboring Niger Republic. Babaji Maiwaya is the pioneer here. He started the business 15 years ago.
Idan ka zo ka yana da littafin da muke daukar record na kai da ka kawo. Za mu rubuta sunanka da sunan garin da za a
keep records of anyone who brought a parcel, his name, destination, name of the driver and date of delivery.
Duka za mu rubuta saboda idan kai kasance ma ko da an je wancan da za a je ba a same shi ba.
Because even if the parcel receiver was not reachable, you can give another contact. We give you the driver's contact and our own. This is how we operate.
Sannan kuma za mu baka lamban waya da na direba da kuma namu. Haka dai muke daidai gwargwado.
Babaji had recorded successes over the years and has some boys working under him.
Sai dai godiya ga Allah dan yanzu haka ma karkashi na ma akwai akalla mutum ya kai 7 ko 8.
We thank God for the achievements. Now I have about 7 to 8 people under my supervision, including porters. You can see them here. Salis Usman is one of the workers here. He said he used to make and receive hundreds of phone calls daily.
Assalamu alaikum. Ina kiran ka da Gombe Line ne, akwai sabon ka da aka kawo daga Bauchi. Zan Babaji ne waya. Sai ce ya gode Allah saka da alkhairi. So wannan sakayyan shine nake ƙara jin daɗi a cikin wannan harka.
What inspired me about the job is how people appreciate our work. I receive about 200 phone calls daily, and when we receive parcels, we make more than 300 phone calls because a car brings 30 to 20 parcels and so on.
Ko haka a ciki wani zai kawo 30, wani 20, wani zai kawo 10, to haka dai da yawa.
We are here for collecting message and bring it to them because we are appreciating the service that they are doing. Always we are here being collecting message and giving them. That's all.
We receive messages from many places, and we also send from here. At Babaji's place, they are doing great job. I just bring this parcel from Kano. I just arrived. We thank God. There is no business without challenges. If someone brings a parcel and you ask what is inside, he become angry. And if he come to receive and you try to verify his contact, he become frustrated. Babaji and his team hope to see their business grow and believe that they can do better with support. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. Now let's have a look at coming up stories. Optimism of serial election loser. Details and more shortly.
Coronavirus disease, COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus. Most people who fall sick with COVID-19 will experience mild to moderate symptoms and recover without special treatment. However, some will become seriously ill and require medical attention. The virus can spread from an infected person's mouth or nose in small liquid particles when they cough, sneeze, speak, sing, or breathe. These particles range from larger respiratory droplets to smaller aerosols. You can be infected by breathing in the virus if you're near someone who has COVID-19 or by touching a contaminated surface and then touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. The virus spreads more easily indoors and in crowded settings. Maintain a safe distance from others at least 2 meters even if they don't appear to be sick. Wear a mask in public, especially indoors or when physical distancing is not possible. Clean your hands often. Use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Cover your nose and mouth with your bent elbow or a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Stay home if you feel unwell. Get vaccinated. Properly fitted masks can help prevent the spread of the virus from the person wearing the mask to others. Masks alone do not protect against COVID-19 and should be combined with physical distancing and hand hygiene. Protect yourself and others around you by knowing the facts and taking appropriate precautions. Follow advice provided by your local health authority. This message is brought to you by Trust TV.
Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I'm Zainab Bala. For more news, follow us across all our social media platforms.
The nightmare that most of these Pape residents have dreaded for many years is finally happening.
The place is a skeleton of itself, a place that was once busy with patients trooping in and out.
I'm standing right now. I'm standing on top of the Maloney Hill in the ancient city of Kefi.
Cooperation. I know communities where they are contributing to buy locally manufactured gas to defend themselves.
Being a Nigerian entrepreneur, and I am going to be taking you on a journey to show you the beautiful, the motivational and resilient nature of Nigerian entrepreneurs.
Behind me is the Arewa Textile Mill, established in 1963 and eventually closed down in 2004.
We are still going into some other hideouts to see if any apprehensions will be made tonight.
Let's travel down to Shekau, a community in Yobe State, to talk to Shekau's mother on what she thinks about this development.
Well, even to be a magistrate is a funny thing.
Yes. Have things changed? Is there more corruption now in the judiciary? And what can we do about it?
Well, this is one of the internally displaced camps here in Gusau, the Zamfara state capital.
Thanks for staying. You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. Here's a recap of our top stories again. PDP wins 3 chairmanship seats. APC gets 2 from FCT Council's election. Plus, death toll from Lagos 3-story building collapse rises to 4. And in other news, Nigeria Center for Disease Control says 8 people tested positive for coronavirus on Saturday, which is the country's lowest single-day count since January 22nd, 2022, when 29 cases were reported. The latest COVID infections published in the agency's update for Saturday, February 12, 2022, confirmed that 1 person died of COVID complications, bringing the death toll to 3,141, while 6 patients were discharged on Saturday after recovering from the infection, raising the country's total recovery figure to 230,323. A total of 253,978 coronavirus infections have now been confirmed across the country. Now, friends and associates continue to pay tribute to late Magajin Garin Sokoto Ahmad Dambaba, who died on Saturday in Kaduna. The latest tribute is from Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, who said the deceased will be missed greatly. The report.
Problem we have now, our leaders lie, our leaders pack what belongs to so many people, millions of people, and keep for themselves and their children. This is just it. He was very honest.
Ahmad Hassan Dambaba, the Magaji Gari Sokoto, died in Kaduna State and buried in Sokoto State, same day, with hundreds of people attending his funeral prayers. Paying tribute, Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai said the late Magaji Gari built on the legacies of his grandfather, the late Premier of Northern Region and Sardauna of Sokoto, Ahmadu Bello.
He's a man of great intelligence, great humor, and someone that is kind to everyone around him. We pray for Almighty God to forgive his errors and place him in Al-Jannah Firdaus. We are very proud of his achievements, what he has achieved in life. He has continued to build on the legacies of his illustrious grandfather, and we hope and pray that the children and family that he has left behind will continue in that tradition. May his soul rest in peace.
The late Magaji Gari, a son of late Marathon Sokoto, Hassan Dambaba, left behind 3 wives and 6 children.
And now to political matters. A former presidential candidate who has been contesting elections since 1979, Umar Mai Zabura, says Nigerians should kick against zoning formula ahead of the 2023 general elections. The Maiduguri-based elder statesman said godfatherism, ballot snatching, political rivalry, among others, contributed to weakening democratic governance in the country. He said Nigerians should stand against zoning as it deprives people from democratic freedom and inclusiveness.
An zo da daddare can bayan asibiti ana litsayi sai a ce ka samu ƙuri'a miliyan.
Election results will be announced that one has 1 million votes, usually written with pen, which is not honest. My party was delisted, but frankly speaking, if I had a godfather, I will become the president of this country, and nobody will challenge me. All regions should present their favorable candidates and let Nigerians decide who they want. That's democracy for you. Those who are suing for zoning are just businessmen because they are not popular and not accepted by the people. The money stolen from the people are used to buy the position they want. So I will advise, let Nigerians choose their leader.
Meanwhile, political crisis rocking Kano All Progressives Congress has taken another dimension as former Commissioner for Works and Infrastructural Development Muazu Magaji says achieving new Kano agenda in this democratic development of Nigeria is non-negotiable. Speaking exclusively to Trust Television few hours after his release from prison custody over allegation of defamation of character, Magaji said the time for Kano people to begin to see the benefit of democracy is now. He confirms that in the coming days, the manifesto of the Kano Sabwa agenda and win-win mantra will be unveiled in the commercial city of Kano.
It is very clear that we are in a political season, and it is very clear that politics will heat up. We understand that. What we believe sincerely is that we will sacrifice, we will commit ourselves, and we will rededicate ourselves with a strengthened resolve to fight for the emancipation of the ordinary people of Kano State and for democratization of our polity across Nigeria. The way to achieve this is simple. Open up the space, give younger generation the opportunity to participate in politics, and deploy the energy of young Nigerians to productive use. I believe sincerely that the way to go in the next transition is to refresh the polity. From 1998 to 2023 will be 25 years. And in 25 years, we have had leaders who have given us their best. But you see, their best is based on their ability and their time and their capacity to deliver. We are not judging them negatively. We are just saying that they do not have what Nigeria needs at this time to move forward, because it is evident the potential of this country remains untapped, and the potential of young people are not being tapped.
Now, Kebbi State is a household name in rice production, with hundreds of farmers engaged in the Anchor Borrowers programs, an initiative of the Central Bank of Nigeria. However, Hamza Galadima reports that there are other related varieties of farm produce, if given the desired attention, will propel government to achieve food sufficiency in Nigeria. He meets some of the farmers involved in the cultivation of these varieties of farm produce with a view to finding out their problems.
Kebbi State has been at the forefront of the much talked about rice revolution since the flag off of the CBN's Anchor Borrowers program, which was launched by President Muhammadu Buhari in the state in 2015. And since then, over 70,000 peasant farmers have been registered and engaged in the production of rice towards achieving self-sufficiency in food production across Nigeria. However, there are other related farming activities going on in Kebbi State that are yet to receive much publicity like that of the rice sector, but are playing a vital role in making available farm produce to all parts of the country. From Augi Town, at the tip of the border between Kebbi and Sokoto State, through the stretch of the over 300-kilometer Fadama land that connects with Niger State at Engeski local government area, hundreds of farmers are engaged in the production of farm produce such as tomato, pepper, onions, and fruits, whose efforts provide jobs for thousands of teeming youths across the three states. On these patches of land, the peasant farmers, mostly youths, cultivate various farm produce that end up on the dinner tables all across Nigeria without no or little support.
Na haka muna son da Allah gwamnati ta tallafa mana da takin gida, da takin zamani, da fetur, dan abubuwan namu suna ke jagorta wannan gari.
Matsaloli da yawa wanda ake fuskanta ba ƙanana ba, manya ma gaskiya. Saboda akwai gehen takin zamani, akwai gehen kuma fetur.
From the farm, most of these produce find their way to markets such as the Aleru International Onion Market for onward transportation to other markets across the country. The Aleru International Onion Market serves as a transit point for farm produce, particularly onions, to markets in the southern and eastern parts of the country and even to overseas. The Aleru International Onions Market is one of the transit points of onions that comes from across the local government, and from here it goes to all over the world where the produce is needed. From here, tons of onions is processed and transported to Lagos, Abuja, Kano, Port Harcourt, and Niger Republic, earning a lot of revenue for both the farmers, laborers, transporters, and governments at all levels. The market, which was recently upgraded and expanded by the Kebbi State government, is presently the biggest onion market in West Africa. But with the growth and expansion of the market, the trader still faces a major challenge of the lack of preservation facilities for long-time storage so as to reduce wastage.
To ake dangance da wannan matsala ta albasa idan ta yi yawa, da muna local storage wanda muke yi, wanda yake yanzu mun samu kungiya tun daga national level har jiha hannan local government. Karkashin jagorancin wannan haziƙin shugaba da muka samu, yanzu ana fafutuka samun yadda za mu yi bazan ka aje albasan nan har zuwa wani lokaci mai tsawo, don da local storage wanda muke yi bai zai wuce wata 3 ba. To a karkashin wannan haziƙin jagora da muka samu, shina kokarin yadda za a yi, yadda za a aje ta ɗauki lokaci domin samun alfanun ta gaba.
On the other hand, are fruit farmers who cultivate fruits such as mango, cashew, banana, apples, grapes, and sweet oranges. This class of farmers strive to produce high-quality fruit. According to one of the farmers, their aim was to bring into the state high-grade fruit trees for cultivation and make them available to the public, but have not been enjoying any support from the government.
There is a lot of trees or economic trees which people are emphasizing that they will not to be grown here or they will not to develop here, and we have tried them and they are doing very well, and economically they are very, very economical, because there is some of them that can be harvested twice in a year.
Vegetables and fruit farming in Kebbi State and other surrounding states of the northwestern part of Nigeria has become a sector which needs attention from the government, if only to support the ever-growing population engaged in ensuring that this produce get to our homes daily. Hamza Galadi Mazuru, Trust TV News from Birnin Kebbi.
World Radio Day is marked to underscore the importance of radio as too many depend on for news consumption. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO proclaimed 13 February as the World Radio Day in 2011. Ibrahim Ismail reflects on the importance of the most powerful broadcast medium. The report.
Radio brings people together. In an era of rapid media evolution, radio retains a special place in every community as an accessible source of vital news and information. But radio is also a source of innovation that pioneered interaction with audiences and user-generated content decades before they became mainstream. Radio offers a wonderful display of diversity in its formats, in its languages, and among radio professionals themselves. This sends an important message to the world. As we strive to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and tackle the climate crisis, radio has a key role to play as a source of information and inspiration alike. On this World Radio Day, let us recognize the enduring power of radio to promote diversity and help build a more peaceful and inclusive world.
As the 2022 World Radio Day is being celebrated, we speak to some Nigerians on the significance of the day.
Ina jin labarai game da yanayin tsarin da yanayin Najeriya namu ke ciki ko kudu ko arewa.
I listened to news updates about Nigeria, the north and politics. That is why I listen to radio. To me, radio is very important. It educates people on various issues. I love radio because it entertains. Even if you are sad, once you listen to radio, you will be entertained. Stakeholders said there are some factors militating against radio.
Well, if you look at it critically, you will hardly get the qualitative radio in market now. Before, if you want to get a very qualitative, you can get it anywhere, but now it is very, very hard for anyone to get. And at the same time, with the advent of new technology, most people rely on their phones. We hardly see people listening to radio via their local radio set. Usually now most of our young people usually use either Android phones to listen to either any radio stations that they want to listen to. So I think if you want to maintain that day and want to maintain such culture, and I think it is good, and it's going to be a very good business niche for entrepreneurs to come up with a strategy whereby they will produce a very portable radio that will be reach everybody and at the affordable price. And I want to believe such kind of things is going to go a long way in making people, especially in the Nigeria, especially northern part of Nigeria, to imbibe the culture or maintain the culture of using a radio set as means of getting information and entertainment.
The 2022 World Radio Day is being commemorated with the theme Radio and Trust. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Still on the commemoration of World Radio Day, some youths say though radio remains source and channel of communication, they prefer using Android phone to get information. Adamu Imam completes the report.
The unique ability to reach out the widest audience means radio can shape the society's experience and stand as a channel for all voices to speak out, offering a wide range of programs, viewpoints, and content, as well as reflecting the diversity of audience in their daily operations. But in Bauchi State, some radio listeners express their views on the importance of radio nowadays.
When the national news is going on, you understand, you will be able to on your radio and listen to what is going on in Nigeria and educate people, because it serves as a means of telling you what you don't know in the country. If you want to hear something, maybe the government is having a project or they want to pass an information, you understand. Listening to radio can help you.
Despite radio regarded as a low-cost medium, specifically suited to reaching remote communities and vulnerable people, offering a platform to intervene in the public discourse, while some are of the view that the advent of Android phone reduce the use of radio among Nigerian youth.
But the problem now is that we youths don't like listening to radio because the social network is here. Now every information you can get it through the net, that's through Facebook, WhatsApp.
The advent of this mobile phone have affected the rate of using radios nowadays, because people tend to use their smartphone to gain access to the information instead of using the radios.
Nowadays, like we youth don't normally listen to radio because of like phone, coming off phone. So, but like the elderly people listen to radio because they know they are the ones that know the use of radio.
More so, they maintain that irrespective of the people's education level, it is also plays a crucial role in emergency communication and disaster management. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Still talking media, Department of Mass Communication, Bayero University, Kano, has produced thousands of journalists and media professionals in the last 40 years. The 40th alumni anniversary, head of the department, Dr. Mainasara Urfi, said most of the graduates are now media executives, impacting the industry positively at home and abroad. Trust TV correspondent reports.
Mass Communication Department of the Bayero University, Kano, has been in existence for over 40 years. And these students, lecturers, and members of the Alumni Association, including the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Amina Ado Bayero, are all here to be part of the reunion celebration.
This university happens to be the third university in the whole country to have started a course in mass communication, following the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and the University of Lagos. And the department started in 1978. And we can see that this department is now in the 44th year of existence.
According to the Dean of the Faculty of Communication, Professor Nasir Malam, the department has over the years witnessed various transformations, including becoming one of the faculties of the Bayero University, Kano.
Successful alumni associations grow the reputation of their institution. That way also indirectly help in the sustenance of goodwill and funding sources for their institution.
Part of the achievement of the departments include the establishment of radio and television stations, provision of various practical equipment, as well as an increasing number of journalists graduating from the department on an annual basis.
The Department of Mass Communication can boast of the best products, facilities, and teaching staff. Even though at the inception, the Department of Mass Com was broadcast and print oriented, but the global revolution in the communication and media sector had necessitated the broadening of our curriculum, which is tailored towards skills acquisition in new challenging areas such as marketing communication, health communication, political communication, and agricultural communication, and the emerging new media, among others.
Meanwhile, the Vice-Chancellor of the University, Professor Sagir Adamu, recalls the role of Mass Communication Department in moving the university forward, while assuring that the institution is always ready to support and sponsors any initiative of the department aimed at ensuring quality learning. The 2022 Mass Communication Alumni Anniversary is expected to be an annual event for all graduates of the departments in Bayero University, Kano. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. We'll take a quick break. The News Hour continues shortly. This is Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Coronavirus disease, COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus. Most people who fall sick with COVID-19 will experience mild to moderate symptoms and recover without special treatment. However, some will become seriously ill and require medical attention. The virus can spread from an infected person's mouth or nose in small liquid particles when they cough, sneeze, speak, sing, or breathe. These particles range from larger respiratory droplets to smaller aerosols. You can be infected by breathing in the virus if you're near someone who has COVID-19, or by touching a contaminated surface and then touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. The virus spreads more easily indoors and in crowded settings. Maintain a safe distance from others, at least 2 meters, even if they don't appear to be sick. Wear a mask in public, especially indoors or when physical distancing is not possible. Clean your hands often. Use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Cover your nose and mouth with your bent elbow or a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Stay home if you feel unwell. Get vaccinated. Properly fitted masks can help prevent the spread of the virus from the person wearing the mask to others. Masks alone do not protect against COVID-19 and should be combined with physical distancing and hand hygiene. Protect yourself and others around you by knowing the facts and taking appropriate precautions. Follow advice provided by your local health authority. This message is brought to you by Trust TV.
Thanks for staying. Now to some foreign stories. French forces have killed dozens of fighters in Burkina Faso linked to deadly attacks this week in neighboring Benin, whose victims included a Frenchman. The French-led Barkhane force in the Sahel region engaged its air intelligence capacities to locate the armed group responsible for the attacks before carrying out air attacks that killed 40 fighters. The Frenchman had been among 9 people killed this week in 2 attacks on park rangers in the W National Park, a wildlife reserve in Benin's remote north bordering troubled Niger and Burkina Faso. 2 roadside bombs killed 5 park rangers, 1 park official, 1 soldier and a French trainer on Tuesday. 2 days later, another park official was killed in an explosion. Now, 5 United Nations employees have been abducted by unknown armed men in southern Yemen while returning to Aden after a failed mission. Spokesman for the top UN official in Yemen, Russell Geki, said that the staff were abducted on Friday in the Abayan Governorate. He said that the United Nations is in close contact with the authorities to secure their release. Yemen's internationally recognized government, which is based in South Yemen, said on Saturday it is working to safely free the workers with the UN Department of Security. Abductions are frequent in Yemen, where armed tribesmen and Al-Qaeda-linked armed fighters take hostages to swap for prisoners or cash. And in sports news, Nigeria's Tigers defeated Mali 73-69 on Sunday to qualify for the 2022 FIBA Women's World Cup slated for Sydney, Australia. The Tigers had on Friday beat world number 5 ranked team France 67-65. The reigning African champions had put up a strong resistance but bowed to the superior power of China in their opening game, losing 76-90 to the 7th-ranked team in the world on Thursday. However, the team led by coach Otis Hule did just enough in their second game against France as the Tigers rallied back from a 17-point deficit in the first quarter to snatch a win and book their second consecutive World Cup outing with a game to spare. Still in sports news, Israel Adesanya has defeated Robert Whittaker via unanimous decision at #UFC 271 to retain the middleweight crown. Adesanya and his arch-rival Whittaker clashed for the second time at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas on Sunday morning. The clash between the two best middleweights in the UFC is the main event for the UFC 271 from Houston's Toyota Center. The fight is Adesanya's 4th title defense after wins against Yoel Romero, Paulo Costa and Marvin Vettori. Adesanya emerged victorious in their first fight at the Marvel Stadium in Melbourne, Australia in 2019 to claim the middleweight title, and he is confident of retaining the belt against a much improved Whittaker. Now, Lake Kivu in East Africa covers a bed of so much toxic methane that is called a killer lake. Each eruption of the nearby Nyiragongo volcano raises fears that the gas may escape and poison the neighboring towns and cities. But the energy firm Kivuwatt saw an opportunity transforming the gas into electricity that powers almost a third of Rwanda. Take a look.
Lake Kivu's vast waters form the border between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And in the middle lies a power plant that creates electricity from deadly gas. Methane and carbon dioxide have accumulated over thousands of years during volcanic eruptions of Mount Nyiragongo. 2 million lives are at risk if the gas were to escape to the surface. That is why it is called the Killer Lake. Only 2 other such lakes exist in the world, both in Cameroon.
The risk with this kind of lake is that we have oversaturation of gas in the water, and that it may trigger what we call a limnic eruption, which will create waves, tsunami at surface and so on. And in the 80s in Cameroon lakes, it killed more than 1,000 people. So we don't want that it happens here.
And it is not a theoretic threat. Last year, Nyiragongo erupted again, pushing a second wave of lava deep into the earth, under the lake itself. Engineers considered a shutdown of the Kivuwatt power plant, but the firm banks on transforming this risk into an opportunity.
Removing this gas, if it's done correctly, may help to reduce the risk of a limnic eruption. And of course, when using this gas, we can also help the country to develop by, for example, producing electricity, then we have 2 chances from one threat.
It provides around 30% of Rwanda's annual electricity. Ironically, the operators say it is even green energy.
Kivuwatt is 5 to 6 times less polluting in terms of carbon emission to a traditional or conventional peat power plant. So I would say while we are burning this gas here, even if it is a thermal plant, it's still considered as a clean source of energy.
Experts say it will take centuries to deplete the massive underwater reserves. Basically, a bottomless energy supply. But in parallel, the threat of death. Riverside residents tell of swimmers disappearing in Lake Kivu's depths, suffocated by the gas or pulled under.
With that, we've come to the end of Trust News Hour, but you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel and connect with us via our social media platforms for more. I am Ayuba Ilia. Thank you for watching.